Test the 1, 2, 3. All right. Yo, guys, welcome to the Real Estate Lunchbox. I am Leon Duncan. I'm the dude that's going to talk to you a little bit today. This our hangout. I'm going to take a second. Anybody jumping into the hangout can jump in. Just, of course, like normal, just checking to make sure we broadcasting on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. YouTube being the most important. Guys on Facebook, listen, I'm about to cut Facebook. I don't know. I'm just trying to decide if it's something. I'm in that place right now. I'm trying to decide if it's something I truly want to do. You know? Yeah. All right, cool. So it sounds like we good on both of them. And I got a couple good topics to cover with you today. Got a bunch of good topics. So if this is your first time here, I'm a real estate investor, a real estate broker, real estate agent. Yeah, I can be an agent and a broker at the same time. Yeah, real estate agent. Out of Atlanta area. I've done business in different places. And real estate lunchbox is for you guys. This is our hangout little spot right here. We're going to hang out, talk real estate. I'm going to promise to stay a little bit. All right, I might just stay a little bit away from politics. Just a little bit. Not a lot of it. Just a little bit away from politics. Let me see who is this that's calling me on my phone. Who is this? Who is the person that wants to make my acquaintance on my phone? Hold on, let me ask him. This is an agent. Hold on one second. Hey, hello, how you doing? Hey, let me shoot you. You can, I believe, that one right there is with a flat fee service. Okay, with my client, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot you his information. He'll take care of setting up a time for you. Okay. Yeah, I mean, basically it is. Yeah, he already paid to put it on there. All right, and he's an investor. He's an investor also. Yeah, anything you need, we can provide that for you. Any documents. Yeah. Disclosures is going to come from us, but he's going to be the one completing them. So, in his file, I believe he's completed his disclosures already. If you shoot me your email, I can get that emailed out to you shortly. Actually, give it about an hour and a half. Give me about an hour and a half, and I get that over to you. Yeah, I'm going to text you his info right now. You're welcome. Bye bye. Yup. We always making deals, yo. That's one of my clients. He already got. He's gonna reach out to her and get her straight. And she's gonna get this email. I should automate this. Dude, we're gonna talk about some of this. AI is really changing the way that agents do business, man. And it's the saddest part about it is that I'm still noticing more than ever agents that they don't use AI. I mean, they just use it here and there. And I've never liked. I'm gonna tell you honestly, I've never really been a fan of agents. Even as an agent, it's almost like I'm an agent, but I'm really not a fan of agents. Yeah, really not a fan of agents. It seems crazy, but I'm really just not. I mean, most of the time, I feel like you get your real estate license, you may put your all into it, but most people don't. They do enough to pass the test, but they don't realize that your learning has to continue even when you're done with the business. You know, even when you're completely done. I mean, I'm sorry, even when you're completely done with your licensing, you still got to continue to learn stuff. And I don't know what it is, but some agents don't want to, and I get it. To see wanted way, I get it because at the end of the day, they always draining you. The real estate license thing is probably one of the biggest scams I feel because it's preaching and it's teaching you how to actually be an agent. But being an agent and licensed means nothing unless you know how to sell. And that's a completely different skill set. Just passing a test doesn't mean that you know how to sell. And they don't talk to you anything in the test about learning how to sell. They just talk to you about learning how to stay from losing your license or even going to jail. Those are the two things that you just learn. Everything else, selling, building a business, like the actual business entrepreneur portion, you're not going to get that from being an agent. You're not. They may teach you a little bit of marketing, but think of it like this. The broker wants a person that's really good at selling. He wants somebody that can sell, that can do north of 20 houses a month. Why? That makes his commission, his money that he spent to make the brokerage grow, that makes it grow. But that's a skill set that not everybody comes out of either corporate America coming into real estate or coming into real estate off the street has. You got to develop, you got to grow it, you got to build it. And I don't think a lot of brokers want you to build it. And the reason I personally don't think is because that removes them, your need and your dependence on them. And that's the scam, because a lot of the stuff right now that you can get as an agent, the money even you can make as an agent, unless you're talking about a commercial agent, if you're a residential agent, you can make a ton of money already wholesaling real estate, already being an investor in real estate, already being a fix and flipper. And we're going to talk some more about that fix and flipping, because right now is not the season. Fix and flipping in real estate. But they don't want you to do that. They don't even want you to learn to be an investor as an agent. They look down, a lot of them. When I say they, I'm talking about these boards, the board of realtor, these real estate commissions. They look down on you doing that thing because you have a sales license, not a broker's license. Okay? So keep that in mind. I mean, not a sales license and not a investor's license. Definitely not a broker's license. Not an investor's license. Boom. Shoot, let's rock. I got a couple things we're going to talk about before we even get into this AI selling this guy's house, which was crazy.
Police say a man held his wife captive.
Hold on. Boom. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. This is the joys of doing this sometimes, you know. Occasionally, we nail it and we're on. Boom, there we go. We're up. All right, my audio should be better. Y'all didn't hear my rant about the agent side. Go ahead, let's go.
5 years inside their $1 million home in Clear Lake.
It went undetected until last week, even though we've...
Hold on, let's start this from the beginning, because this is crazy. This is insane.
Police say a man held his wife captive for 5 years inside their $1 million home in Clear Lake.
It went undetected until last week, even though we've learned police responded to the house late last year. ABC 13's Luke Jones live at police headquarters. And Luke, this is a bit of an unusual one.
What's up with this dude, Luke Jones? Look, that dude got a full body tight shirt on this mug. Like everybody else in the newscast joint be wearing a button-up shirt, a polo, not a polo that fit. Man, homeboy workout. He flexing. He flexing. But I just saw that. I'm like, bro, like, is that really? Look at the dude that's handing it to him. Then look at him. Come on, man. It must be because this is Houston. Houston, you guys get down different. I'm telling you guys get down different.
Yeah, talk about unusual. She was held captive for 5 years, and neighbors were learning about it from us today. Now, we spoke briefly with the victims.
Much love to y'all, though. Much love to y'all.
Adult son, who tells us his mom's now in the hospital. He didn't elaborate on her condition, but we know from court records she is disabled. From the outside looking in, what some might consider a dream home. But police say for one woman, the house in Crown Ridge Court was in fact a house of horrors. Investigators say the 46-year-old woman who's disabled was allegedly held captive in a bedroom for 5 years by her own husband.
James Johnson?
James Earl Johnson arrested Friday morning, but has since bonded out of jail with an order to stay away from the victim and the house where the couple's children also reside. It's here, court documents say. The victim was held under lock and key with.
How do you explain that to your children that you done held your mom hostage? I'm trying to figure how the kids didn't say or do anything, and they may have. I mean, we're going through this right now live, so I haven't watched this, so I don't know the details of everything with it. But it's crazy to me because I'm starting to see more and more you dudes getting psycho loco like a kilo Taco Bell, like you're losing your damn mind. I don't know what's going on. I think it's the stress in the economy. Homeboy been doing this for 5 years. He's been doing this since COVID. He let her in on COVID and never let her ass out. That's basically what it came down to.
No phone access. Finally, Friday, police say her husband left a phone on the nightstand, which he used to call 911. But police say Johnson cut the call short, slapping his wife and carrying her back to bed, then hanging up on the 911 dispatcher.
You've got a woman who's being held captive, and that is a pure form of coercive control, which is a form of abuse.
Chow Win is a trauma therapist. While police haven't specified what the victim's disability was, Win says it likely left her more vulnerable.
People might think it's easy to just leave, but if you're suffering from some sort of disability, the chances are greater that you can't leave.
She appears to have made at least one previous attempt. November 16th, Houston police say she called them out to the house, but when officers got here, they say the victim told them she and her children were told to stay quiet and not to say anything. Officers left without taking a report.
And over time, there's...
That's crazy right there. That's the crazy part. You lock your wife up, then you turn around and leave without... Then the police come. The police get there. You're behind her. The police turn around and leave. Why the hell do we have police? Why? Why do we have police when this is... Why? Why? I don't get it. You got to tell me.
Fear, there's dependence. Sometimes there's even a trauma bond between the victim and the abuser.
I wanted to ask Johnson himself about these allegations. We tried contacting him today at the number he listed on court paperwork. So far, we haven't heard back. At last check, he's not hired his own attorney, but his court-appointed attorney at that probable cause hearing said he plans to stay with a nephew. Live downtown tonight, Luke Jones, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Oh, that's so horrible, bro. Like, horrible. Some of you dudes, some of y'all is psycho, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Some dudes are just psycho. Some dudes are just psycho. So y'all don't realize sometimes women don't like messing with y'all because y'all just act weird and just look weird, do like weird shit. You know that, right? I'm just letting you know. You do weird stuff. And when you get a weird stuff doing dude, it's like, how do you, I be wanting to say, bro, like, you acting weird. You make, if you're making me uncomfortable and I'm a guy with testosterone and I go toe to toe with you. How the hell you think you making her feel? Man, maybe. But this is weird. When I went and I was looking at this story, this second story rolled up right next to it. This same type of a woman being held hostage in a house. Same type.
New at 6, a Houston man charged with kidnapping a woman and holding her against her will for 4 years.
The alleged victim managed to text police using the suspect's laptop. That woman telling...
Okay, Houston, we definitely have a problem. Houston, we got a problem. And I know this happens in states all around the country. This is not something that's brand new. That's why they're doing the Epstein thing, having to do with the Epstein files. That's why they digging through all of that, trafficking, holding women hostage, all those different things. This is another level. I'm telling you. Houston, what's going on, Houston? What up, dog? I mean, you got to tell me why. Why? And why they both black dudes, right? Why are they both black men? Why are they both black men? Now, granted, we do have white men that hold their women hostage. Sometimes they do it a little bit different. They just tell them, they be like, hey, sit your ass down there. Don't you move us. No. They look at them like this. And then the woman just really told me not to leave. Oh, my. And they just put their head down and squeeze the hand of their child. God help us. Black men, what's up with y'all? Y'all just Like, sit down. And y'all just snatch them and just take them with you. Bro, y'all not Mexican. This is not a Mexican cartel trafficking ring. Y'all got to stop this. Y'all can point the fingers at Epstein and the Epstein files. Y'all can say Bill did this and the billionaires do that and this is my rant. It ain't just them. It's from the homies on the corner, Chicago downtown, kidnapping and holding the girls, to all of them, to these dudes that's $1 million house, living in a $1 million house in Houston, holding his wife hostage. I'm going to say something that a lot of women won't say to men. Or they say it to men, and I don't think men think it's serious. Maybe some men get it, some men don't. Why the hell do y'all act like pussies? Why do y'all act like that? Why do y'all do this type of weird stuff and then you expect to get a woman that's going to be dedicated to you and she loves you, she's going to follow you? Oh, yeah, she's going to do this, do that because she loves me and I love her, blah, blah, blah. Bro, I was standing at a gym the other day. This was at the gym. Where was I at? I forgot where I was at, man. I forgot where it was at. And I come up behind the lady, and we in a room full of people, and she like, you scared me. I'm like, what do you mean I scared you? I'm like, we in a fucking room full of people. Because there's so much trauma going on. Like, they're afraid. And at the reality of it, and it is a reverse side to it. Sometimes women are afraid of just natural testosterone bearing men. And I can't do anything about that. God gave us testosterone. They made us men. He made us men. And so we are men. That's what we are. We are like man's men. We cuss, we scratch our balls, we do all those different things that that's it. That's it. Y'all know, man. We do those things. That's why I wash my hands every time I'm done. Every time I shake a guy's hand, I wash my hands. Like I'll find some type of. Sometimes I can't even use the antiseptic. I gotta find something there, and I can't use the antiseptic. Sometimes I can't. I need like actual soap to actually clean my hands because dudes I've seen dudes with their hands in their pants scratching their balls, and then they go to shake your hand, and I'm like, bro, all right, shake his hand if you want. Oh man. But it's the facts. This is some weird stuff. This is weird. This is very weird. And I've seen some weird stuff in real estate. I've seen some weird stuff in family dynamics. Not my family dynamics, but people's family dynamics that I have to get involved with for a short period of time, whether selling a house, helping a house, investing in a house, whatever it may be. Weird. And look at him. He look weird. He looked like he be snatching them off the street. Weird.
She was panhandling and pregnant when Lee Carter gave her a ride to his home, then locked her in his attached garage. The woman says at one point she managed to text police who took her to the hospital. She was then released back to Lee Carter. This latest attempt to reach out to police resulted in her pressing charges. Carter is now in custody, charged with aggravated kidnapping.
I'm Julie.
Yo, this don't get any better. It just goes downhill from there. Moral of the story. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to leave women alone that need to be left alone. Yo, the ones that tell you leave them alone, or they give you a look and you can't tell. If you can't tell a look that a woman gives you that it's a look that you're a weirdo, or I think a lot of them actually learn now how to actually look at you with a level of pleasantry because you just acting weird. And it makes the dudes that really are just good dudes feel and look weird to these people, to these women. They can't tell the difference. They like trauma bond, right? And it's not funny, but then it is. It is. Yes, it is. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. The male testosterone, that's why they come at the male testosterone. That's why you get the left, they do what they do concerning men, and they gotta have like the men that just They don't have too much testosterone, bro. And it's largely because women, because men can do some weird stuff sometimes. I mean, I've been in places, even in cigar spots, and a man does weird stuff. And I'm wondering, I'm like, bro, she's a waitress. You don't need to grab her to hold her waist. And you got a wedding ring on. Why are you looking like a clown? See, it makes people like me who rock their wedding ring, and I'm proud, like, to rock mine. I'm like, yeah, I'm married. I love my wife, and you guys just be grabbing, like, oh, I'm like, bro, you make us look weird. You make other men look weird, and I think other men should turn around and address that. We need to tell niggas that they be looking weird when they do stuff like that. Like, you jump out of the woman. I had to put that in there because I had somebody videotape and try to videotape my wife one time this past weekend when we were out at some type of we were shopping. We were shopping for groceries. This nigga turns around and my wife is like, "Oh, he's videotaping me," and I turn right around and do like this. Nigga, what? Y'all make us look bad. My advice to y'all is y'all need to cool it down. Y'all wonder why y'all don't get any. Maybe it's the pornography. I don't know. But this is a hangout show. This is a real estate hangout show. I'm not a real estate agent that's going to be sitting down here trying to sell. Oh, you need to use my services. We don't do that BS here. I talk to you about real life stuff. We talk about real estate. I try to stay within that, but we also talk about culture. We talk about lifestyle. This is culture, bro. This is culture. It's a weird thing you do.
Teen takeovers have been popping.
Yeah. Weird thing you do. Very, very weird. I want to make sure this is not the other one I'm going to look at right now real quick. Hold on.
New developments and a deadly prank we're hearing from the
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Weird stuff. Okay. So, other thing I was going to touch on. This is happening in Atlanta. I don't know if it's happening in Houston. I don't know if it's happening in New York. Maybe Atlanta kids just have too much time on their hands. Some of y'all, whether it's Georgia, but it's not just in the city of Atlanta. I've seen it outside the city of Atlanta, and I've spoken about this before, and they cracking down. Matter of fact, they just not cracking down. If you're a parent and you got a kid, you might be in a position where they're going to come knocking on the door for some of the crazy stuff that your kids do. Y'all know. No, I didn't even have the story here. A 12-year-old girl gets beat up, falls down, hits her head in Atlanta. She dies. And all you hear in the recording, the video, is some adult telling her, you need to go on your way, you get your butt whipped. You an adult. You need to be breaking the thing up, not trying to instigate it. Now we got these teen takeovers, and they popping up all over the place in Atlanta. And they got something for you, for your teenagers, but more or less for some of you parents that just like your kids running around, just being badasses, some baby kids. If you don't know what baby kids is, that's an old movie, old cartoon that used to come on. Those who know, those who don't, well, that's your problem. Just Google baby kids. Babies, we used to call y'all babies. Now y'all YNs. It's the same YNs back in the day. These are babies. And what's worse is the babies grew up and they had babies. Now these are the babies that are out here at, like, locking down the city with takeovers.
Teen takeovers have been popping up in the Atlanta metro for months. Today, a social media post circulated about a teen takeover in South Fulton. To prepare, South Fulton police put extra police at the Welcome for All Park. Fox 5's Tara Jabor joins us live from the South Fulton Police Department. Tara, what are you currently seeing?
Well, Christine, there was about 10 South Fulton police officers at that park today for the teen takeover, but no teens showed up. We have seen teen takeovers in Midtown, at the Battery and the Beltline. Large groups of teens meeting up, some getting arrested and charged. On Monday, the City of Fulton County Police Department prepared for a teen takeover at Welcome All Park after a viral social media post. So they sent officers to the area.
This park is called Welcome All. We welcome all. but we do not allow the lawlessness to happen in our park. We don't want kids in the park when they're supposed to be in school.
South Fulton police posted on Facebook about the takeover. The police department says the Police and Community Together unit, Power Shift, park rangers, intelligence analysts, and tech ops were all in a part of its response to the potential takeover. Former South.
Okay, let's stop that real quick. Lawlessness. Did you hear that? You gotta understand when you tell kids it's okay to go and quit school and riot, not quit school, but leave school to go ahead and protest. But also you show them as an adult how you interact with law enforcement and how you obey the laws in the community. They're looking at us and they're just turning around and imitating what we do. So if we say it's okay to push cops, kick cop cars, show up and be in places in massive amounts, break into or disturb and vandalize businesses that people spent their lives in some cases building. Their insurances got to pay for it. They get higher insurance premiums. All this things trickles down. See, some of this stuff, if this was in Minnesota or one of these other places, LA, any of these other places, they probably could get away with it. In Atlanta, even though Atlanta is a more of a democratic city, and it's a beautiful city. It's beautiful. I love Atlanta. Don't get this twisted. I love Atlanta. I even love the mayor, man. He a funny dude, but I still like him. It's still cool. Better. But when you can't take what they do there and bring it here, because right around the corner, the outskirts of 285 is all red, bro. It's all red. Conservative. And don't think red mean redneck. No, some of the nicest, coolest people you ever interact with. They don't care. They just want you just not to destroy their shit. You know what I'm saying? Which is fair. That should be fair game, right? They shouldn't be labeled racist because they don't want you to destroy their shit. They not wrong with you protesting. I seen them in the west end of Atlanta, the west end, Cobb County protesting. I seen them in Douglas County protest. People had protesters that were peaceful, but you got kids now, and they call it a takeover, but we getting guns from them. 11 guns was confiscated. Dude, they had 11 people arrested, and I think 9 guns confiscated, and you talking about teenagers. Now, let me define what a teenager is. I'm not even talking about 21. I'm talking about 19 and younger. 19 and younger, bro. Is when we say yes to some of the other confusion that's going out in the world, in other cities and other places, we can't. When we see that, when we say that, we're saying yes and telling our children it's okay to do it. Now they're taking over the streets of Atlanta. They're taking over parks. This was a interesting deal because probably about 5 months ago, they took over Atlantic Station. 400 of them, 2 got arrested. A couple weeks ago, they took over the Battery where the Braves play. Come on, man. Listen, I'm telling you what I'm telling you. You had, 5 or 6 of them arrested. They still plotting, and I don't know how the apps are. I don't know how they get in these apps, but they literally dropping locations online. Now, they stupid because they kids. Kids are just, kids be young, dumb, and full of cum. They stupid because they put it on social like nobody watching, but the fact that they planning it is already enough. When they get smart and they learn to put it on the social where it just disappears after the person reads it or something like that, the world is going to be in a bad situation. But they put the tech team out there because that's how serious it is.
Fulton City Council member Helen Willis says instead of takeovers, kids should be doing recreation programs.
They don't have to take over Walkmart Park. We have a plethora of programs. We have football program. We have a baseball program. We have basketball programs. All parents need to do is enroll their kids in one of the programs.
Willis is encouraging parents to take more accountability for their children, like knowing where they are and when to avoid takeovers across the Atlanta metro. But she also has a message for teens.
Kids need to understand that they just can't go into places and take over establishments. You know, they need to respect authority. They need to respect rules.
They're only going to do what they see their parents do. They're only going to do what they see their parents do. They're only going to do what their parents say is okay for them to do. That's it. Check.
We are just an hour away from a new curfew in Henry County, with county leaders hoping to crack down on a possible teen takeover before it happens. 11 Alive's Angelina Salcido in Henry County for us tonight. Angelina, what are you learning about this new curfew?
Well, Jennifer, like you said, this starts in an hour. So right at 7 o'clock, anyone who is 18 or younger is going to need to be accompanied by an adult. And that is going to be in place until Monday at 6 a.m. And that's all because a teen takeover has been advertised to happen here in Henry County at the Henrytown Shopping Center. Now, the way that these...
Now, to give you perspective, Henry County is south of the city, if y'all don't know. We were just talking about the other portion, which is in South Fulton, which is clear across on the other side. Same south of the city. A different area south of the city. Clear across on the other side.
Have been advertised has been online, and that is how officials actually ended up hearing about this one as well. Henry County officials immediately came together to brainstorm what they would do to deter it. The location of the takeover supposed to be at Urban Air Adventure Park off Jonesboro Road to prevent any disruptions or crime. Not only is a curfew being put in place here, but a local emergency too.
Look at all of them. They just gathered around. We're here in protests to y'all taking over our okay? Tell your kids not to do that.
Let me be very clear. The Henry County Police Department and all of our public safety partners will enforce all state laws and local ordinances during this time and will enforce the declaration of emergency. Parents and guardians should not drop their children off unsupervised at large gatherings. If juveniles are involved in criminal activity, parents may face legal, financial, and criminal consequences.
That's it.
So this again is to prevent anything from happening.
They coming after the parents. This is the whole portion of this whole skit right here, this whole segment. The reason I pulled this and I put it on the real estate lunchbox on this hangout is to let y'all know, parents, they coming after y'all. When your kids do baby shit, they come after y'all. Okay, they come. I know you may not want to like and subscribe after this. I know you may be like, why the hell I'm going to listen to him? He telling me what to do with my kid. Because we seen it in Florida when the father gave, I think it was the father, yeah, he gave the boy the car keys, and the kid, he was just supposed to back out the car. He takes it for a joyride, and four-way intersection. Hits another car with a grandmom and 3 kids in there, and they all die. Yeah, they all die. The kid, which was, I think he was 15 or 16, he's going to be locked up till he's 18 or 19. The father, 37 fucking years, bro. 37 years. 37 years because your knucklehead kid turned around and took your car. And you know what they said? They said that you did not have control of your child. And for that particular reason, you showed that you had reckless, you were reckless, and they built a case on it. Yeah, they dragged his behind out. Same thing they did with the Appalachia school shooting with the kid, little white boy that went to school with his gun, the AR, killed. I think he killed like two teachers, 2 students. Everybody was hiding in their room, in their classroom. Yeah. The father, guilty on all 27 counts. He wasn't there because he left his gun unlocked. This is real talk. Because historically, I believe they felt they can control a situation by throwing a book at a teen, and now, you know, it'll make other teens think about it before something happens. But no. We in a different place. Now they passed throwing a book at the teens. They said, we're going to throw it at the teens and drag the parents out with them and hold you guys responsible too.
Wale, the skating rink here is implementing more security, more police presence. No one under the age of 18 is allowed here without a parent on the weekends. And Cascade Family Skating says it's the relationship with Atlanta police that has been instrumental in keeping the harmony here. Being proactive in the face of recent teen takeovers across the metro.
Our number one priority is the safety of our staff as well as our customers.
Greg Alexander, the owner of Cascade Family Skating, says he's taking action now after police alerted him to a social media post of a planned takeover this Friday.
If these children can use social media to get the word out about where they're going to hang out, we can also use social media.
There we go. The rink posting on their social media, they are now increasing police and security presence. Plus, anyone under the age of 18 years old must need an adult or parent on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. This comes as Atlanta police have dealt with massive disruptive teen gatherings. Most recently, police arrested 13 people and took 11 guns during a chaotic teen takeover on the Beltline Saturday. Police say they also cited parents for curfew violations. Cascade trying to prevent things from getting that far.
We don't wait until something happens before we do something about it. We figure out what we need to do to stop it from happening.
Pleased to see that Cascade is making those measures. Absolutely. Skaters say kids need a safe space to have an outlet, and adults should be the ones to spearhead their safety.
Definitely need to be speaking to these adults that are in allowing this activity to happen. Don't encourage that. If anything, be an advocate for change. Encourage a space that's safe for these kids.
It's a message that Alexander is taking to heart.
I'm not doing the right thing for the approval of people. I'm doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
Atlanta police.
Y'all better control your kids. If you got any nieces or nephew, you better control them. Because if you don't, the system will do it. You know, the same system that we keep arguing about and saying, oh, they're not for the black family, they're not for the black kids, kids get sent away to prison. This is how we stop our children from going to prison. This is how we stop the black children from going to prison. And there's a bunch of white kids in there too. Don't get it twisted. Some Spanish. Some of y'all Spanish people got kids hanging around with these ninjas too. Y'all too. This is how we stop it. We can't be pointing a finger at the president and all these other places, and we don't even manage and govern our own. It starts at home. It never starts with them. They can't do anything once it gets past a point except for enforce the laws and rules. And we see that they want to make the laws and rules lighter and less penalty, but there's still the reverse that these kids don't respect authority. They don't care. So until we get them to that place, please stop pointing the finger and the first person that tell me Trump did it, I'm going to block you. Okay, I'm going to block you behind because you're stupid. And because somebody was doing that over on Facebook. I'm mentioning it and they talking about, oh, well, if Trump wasn't so, block, delete. That's it. Delete. Because it's weird now already. You're using something else to deflect. Man, listen, just talk to your kids. That's all I'm saying. Just talk to them. They need to hear us. They need to understand that that's not the type of behavior. And if they want to take over, freaking let's do a takeover where we take over a rec center and we got something fly going on. We bring in a good, positive artist. Hey, do that. Do that. That's a good takeover. You know, not I'm just randomly around and with guns too. That's a different conversation.
New developments and a deadly prank. We're hearing from the student accused of hitting and killing a teacher during that student prank. The student's family rather says they're grieving and
now, this is not, he not black. This dude is white. I'm telling you, they coming. They don't care if you black. They don't care if you white. They don't care if you're Hispanic. You better control your children. They don't care. Look,
apologize to the teacher's family. Channel 2's Candace McCowan live outside of North Hall High School with how that teacher actually helped their son, Candace.
Yeah, and George, 18-year-old Jaden Wallace was a student here where Jason Hughes taught, and his family saying that Jason Hughes actually poured into their son and invested in him. And like you can see from here in front of the school here, they say they are grieving like the rest of the North Hall community. He will never be forgotten. Those are the words from Jaden Wallace, the 18-year-old accused of hitting teacher and coach Jason Hughes outside of his home on Friday night. Wallace saying in a statement in part, "I pledge to live out the remainder of my life in a manner that honors the memory of Coach Hughes by exemplifying Christ." Wallace is one of 5 teens investigators say went to Hughes' home Friday to roll the trees in toilet paper as a senior prank. Investigators say Hughes came out of the home and the teens went to leave, but Hughes tripped and fell into the street. He was hit by a truck and died. In a statement, investigators say went to Hughes.
Look at this. None of these children is black. Don't say it's a black thing. This is a parent responsibility thing. This is a thing that parents, they just disappear, decide when they want to get involved, and that's it. Back in the day, we didn't have that. My kids don't like me saying that. Back in the day. Yeah, back in the day. Grandma would make me go pick my own switch.
Teens went to leave, but Hughes tripped and fell into the street. He was hit by a truck and died. In a statement, Wallace's family said Jason Hughes meant the world to our son Jaden. He took the time to invest in Jay and poured his love into him, making a lasting impact. There have been many warnings about senior pranks.
Hold on one second. Let me show you. What you do, if they get out of control and they want to do their own thing, you say go up to that cord drawer and get a cord out. Go get a cord out. Get one of those cords. I want you to wrap it nice and tight. I want you to tighten this cord up. I want this cord to be nice and long. Nice and long. And you see that cord? You see how long it is? And you tell them, you say, listen, this ain't the long cord that they beat Kuta Kente with. But this cord will whip you behind. See this cord? And you get it, and if you good, you're gonna put some oil on this. You're gonna put some what is it, cholesterol, not cholesterol. Put some canola oil on here. Put some virgin oil. Put some virgin oil on here. You wrap this nice and tight. You know, because they're behind acting up. Because if they act up too much and you lose your job, you ain't gonna be able to pay your house note. You ain't gonna be able to pay that mortgage. You ain't gonna pay for that rent because they lost your job. Because you lost your job because they behind went crazy at the takeover, or they decided they want to do some crazy stuff, pranking and running over teachers like him, even though he was cool. They were cool with him, but they want to do some crazy stuff. So you tell them, you say, listen, this right here is enforcement. And you remember when your parent, man, come on, y'all know if your parents ain't never beat y'all, listen, y'all wrong. Oh no. Yeah, that's why some of y'all do some of the crazy stuff y'all do. And you put it in his face like this. Worse, you tell him, go pick all the cords you want to get. Just pick the ones you want. Then you round it up like this. And you let him scream. You be like, no, don't hit me, don't pop it, don't pop it. No, say stand still. Stand your behind still. Don't you dare move. And you let the fear just through them. And when that fear goes through them, and they're afraid that they're gonna get their booty whipped, and they're afraid of that stuff, then you see how it was about to beat your booty? That's how they was about to whip slaves. And you know slaves conformed after they whipped them. This right here, you ain't a slave, but you gonna get, and they go like, please, oh God. And they gonna pass out. That's how you enforce with fear. Oh, shoot. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Because if you don't do it like that, you're going to end up in a bad situation. I heard another YouTuber talk about how they had him locked up in Cook County because his kid went to school. He didn't enforce. When you don't enforce policy and you don't enforce that, when you don't let them know you're not playing, they're going to be out here with guns running, doing crazy stuff. And you're going to be like, I want my kids to have more than me. I want my kids to have more than me. If you want them to have more than you, it starts with this. That's all I'm going to say. Do what else you want to do. Do what the else you want to do. Bro, at the end of the day, okay, I'm fortunate I don't have to whip my children. My mom whipped my behind. I don't have to. I think it started when they were 1 or 2. No. Pop them on the booty? No. Oh, yes, Daddy. Fortunate. Now, me different. My mom had to whip my behind. What you mean? Go over there, pick me a switch. Y'all don't do that. None of y'all do that. So don't complain. Don't blame Trump. Don't blame none of these other politicians. Don't blame the system. Don't say they trying to drag y'all kids to school, to the jail. Don't say they trying to put the kids in prison because y'all not trying to save them. So don't try to save them when it's time, when they come with the cuffs. Don't be like, oh, no, our young kids. No, your behind could have saved them with this. But you didn't. You didn't.
Schools warning students just days before Hughes' death. Channel 2 Action News spoke to several law enforcement agencies who have also warned about the dangers and consequences.
If you come to Paulding County and you commit a crime of any type, you're going to get held accountable.
As we get closer to the end of the school year, they're warning not just students, but parents.
Parents, please have a conversation with your children. Know what they're doing.
We're coming after the parents. If your child commits a crime, we're coming after your parents.
Yeah, no development just in the past few minutes here. If you remember
let's repeat that one more time so y'all got it.
If your child commits a crime, we're coming after your parents.
If the child commits a crime, they coming after y'all parents. This is the second time. You seen it. That they said it. All right, cool. Oh!
Hey, ChatGPT, a customer just walked in. What should I do?
Ask them if they want to buy or sell.
Hey, are you here to buy or sell a house?
Hey, ChatGPT, am I here to buy or sell a house?
You are here to buy a house. You don't even have a house to sell.
Yeah, you're right. I don't have a house. Okay. I'm here to buy a house.
Hey, ChatGPT, he's here to buy a house. What do I do now?
Ask him if he has gotten pre-approved already.
Have you gotten pre-approved?
Have I gotten pre-approved already?
Haha, you wish.
No, I haven't got pre-approved.
Hey, ChatGPT, he hasn't gotten pre-approved. What do I do now?
Tell him you'll get in touch with some lenders.
Let me get you with some lenders today, see what we can do for you.
Hey, ChatGPT, he wants to introduce me to some lenders today. What do I do?
Just shake his hand and say thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I will.
All right, man. Let's do it.
Thank you.
First ever AI real estate agent generates over $100 million in sales in Portugal. AI is already starting to replace real estate agents, and they're still in denial. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. 800,000 realtors are going to leave the business in the next 3 to 5 years. And it's simply because of things like artificial intelligence and AI agents. And let me be clear, if you're a real estate agent, AI is not going to replace you. Top real estate agents using AI is going to replace you. This $100 million in sales worked because they programmed the AI to actually be able to get on Zoom meetings and have conversations with the clients. I want you to imagine this. A prospective client is up at 2 in the morning, shopping online for homes, looking about how to sell their house, and they're able to log into a Zoom meeting with an artificial intelligence and have every conversation and ask any question that they need answered and get it answered right there on the spot. AI agents, they can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. A regular agent cannot compete with that. You can't memorize every home in the multiple listing service, but AI can. A prospective client can talk to the AI and know about every house available in the multiple listing service like that. So,
all right. Yeah. You know, and it's not just for real estate agents. This is for investors also. To me personally, this is the thing that's going to make us help us to invest in more real estate, because we can actually contact people at more rapid and consistent rates. Look at me. We don't have to sit back and wait for that dude to show up to make the dials. We don't got to depend on the person in the Philippines to make the dials. We ain't got to depend on the person in Vietnam to make the dials. We just got to build the system. That's it. The truth is, they used to say, man, AI is not going to replace real estate agents, but only agents using AI is going to replace real estate agents. I'm going to tell you the truth. AI is going to replace real estate agents for sure. AI is going to replace real estate agents. It's going to replace mortgage brokers. It's going to replace them, because now all I got to have is be a broker and have a brokerage, and I have a bunch of AI agents, bots, interacting with people on various levels. And by the time it gets to me, it's just me and my assistant, and she processing whatever it is she's licensed, and I'm finishing the deal. If I want to work in it, I could just hire somebody else to do it. What? I mean, oh, Leon, how they going to see the house? Shoot, I can pay you $25-$50 to go see a house. I'll see that. I'm like, okay, you at Keller Williams. Hey, here's $50. The market's low. You know, go. If you want to see some houses, I can pay somebody to do that. Y'all guys think that agents are stupid. Honestly, I don't mess with real estate agents because they stupid. They just stupid. Not all of them, but if I lined up 10 of them, I would probably say 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 are just dumb. They just stuck on stupid. They only looking at the bread. They only looking at getting the deal done. They only looking at signing the next contract to make their money. Why do you think now that NAR took y'all guys out the game? Y'all got to negotiate y'all deals. Yes, AI is taking over.
We use ChatGPT for a lot of things, but would you use it to sell your home? A South Florida father said, sure, why not? Before scheduling an open house, he relied on an open algorithm using ChatGPT and artificial intelligence throughout the entire home sale process. And he says it saved him tens of thousands of dollars. It's this week's Innovation on 6.
So this is the house. We're really going to miss it.
After 15 years in his Cooper City home, Robert Levine decided it was finally time to sell. But instead of contacting a real estate agent, he turned to the power of the prompt. ChatGPT.
I really wanted to challenge myself to use AI for the entire journey, not just piecemeal, every step along the way.
The married...
Now, granted, he looks like a dude that definitely is technology savvy. I get that from him. He's got the tech, you know, I just get those vibes that he's a technology savvy. He's technically savvy. You know what I'm saying? I get that. He's good with tech. Now, you looking at Miss Berta down the street who got to sell? Yeah, right now, Miss Berta's going to use somebody. But let one brokerage turn into a fully AI automated brokerage and pay these jokers to go ahead and to open doors for them. Miss Bertha going to be saving thousands and thousands of dollars. That's why I say agents don't know they don't understand what's happening in the shift. I don't care what your broker is telling you. Your ass is grass. That's it. It's done.
Father of 3 says he used artificial intelligence for everything. The planning, the pricing, the marketing, even the paint.
We repainted a couple of rooms in the house because ChatGPT said that's where you're going to get the biggest return on investment. The most important thing it did for us was build out a timeline. Here's when you need to start packing your house.
ChatGPT helped.
That was a good color too. See that mint gray? We would do projects and make a mint gray too, or like a minty, like a grayish type of matted or a solid white. Dude, this is...
Robert designed the marketing materials like his open house handout and the online listing, then told him how to get his home listed on the MLS, the multiple listing service, scheduled his showings, and suggested the best day to list his home.
We ended up listing on a Tuesday.
Turned out to be terrific timing.
And I think within the first 72 hours, we had 5 offers on the home already, which was tremendous.
The Levines still held the open house scheduled for that following Saturday, but by Sunday morning, 5 days after listing their home, they had a signed contract. A contract generated by, you guessed it, ChatGPT.
It's exceeded our expectations.
Robert did hire a lawyer to review the contract and other legal documents, but other than that, his AI assistant did all the heavy lifting. So why did he do it? One of his biggest motivations was saving money.
We estimate that leveraging these AI tools will save us about 3% of the total sale price, which in our case is a meaningful amount of money.
Robert stresses that every case is different, and AI isn't going to replace realtors, but it is a part of our evolving world, including real estate.
The impact they make is very real. And some folks maybe aren't prepared to do that themselves, but the more you use AI, the more confident you'll become in leveraging those tools.
For almost everything, Robert did find one thing ChatGPT couldn't help him do, and that's pack up all the moving boxes when it's time to move into.
It's going to replace him. It's going to replace him. I don't care what y'all say. It's going to replace him. It's going to. All right. About an hour in on this. I'm hitting that hour line, and I know why, because I spent most of the time ranting about parents and kids and all the other stuff. Listen, I like to keep our meetups within that hour time frame. Hang out, man. But check this out. I'm still going to do the last piece. Let's do this one. Flipping real estate is dead, and this is why.
I first started out in real estate. I did the whole fix and flip, and I did that for about 4.5 years. And let me tell you, it was a nightmare. I was waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, going to Home Depot, dealing with the contractor, the city, getting the permit, listing the property, trying to raise private money, hard money lender. I was just everywhere. And the reason why I discovered wholesaling is because I got to the point where I got about $1.5 million tied up in all my fix and flip. And I just couldn't leverage anymore. And I was just getting too exhausted. I was working, 12, 13 hours a day.
He ain't lying. I was down 1.5 in projects too, and I was getting exhausted too. Boy.
First wholesale deal, found the seller, locked the property in contract, found the buyer in 2 days, sold a piece of paper, made $28,000. That's when everything changed for me. Shut down my fix and flip operation, went all into wholesaling, and let me tell you, life has never been better. Now we do it virtually, where all my VAs are from the Philippines, 3 o'clock, and I'm out here getting the mail. This morning, drove the wife to go work out the gym. It's just that time freedom. Me, it's all about building the lifestyle around the business that you want.
1. Dealing with contractors and subcontractors was like a never-ending headache. Even if I had good ones, there were many that weren't that great to work with, and I constantly found myself going back and forth and having to point out things that weren't done properly or point out things that needed to be addressed again. And that just got exasperating and tiring over time. 2. It was hard to watch my bank account balance dwindle month over month by thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars, realizing that I wasn't going to see things swing the other direction until the project that I was working on got sold. 3. Many of the properties that I found to flip were quite old, which means they had a lot of problems that weren't always obvious to the naked eye. So once we got into the project and started doing more inspections and discovering things that were wrong with the properties, it was really hard to stick to the initial budget. And that just kind of blew up all of my projections. So even though every project I did was profitable, not all of them worked out as well as I'd hoped. So those are the reasons why I personally am not flipping houses at this point. However, I still think it's a great way to invest in real estate and to provide value for other people if you have a great team in place and good systems and plenty of funds for addressing problems as they come up so that you can pass houses on to new buyers that are in great shape and that are ready to be used and lived in for years to come.
House flipping is a business that is likely coming to an end, especially with the way the market has changed over the last couple years. You see, in 2020, 2021, and part of 2022, if you bought a house and did nothing to it, you could still make 15-20% a year later, and that just isn't happening right now. In fact, I've shown some house flips where the seller is actually significantly underwater because they spent too much money upgrading the property, all while home prices just went back to normal appreciation. And also, Zillow is making it extremely difficult for these house flippers to hide how much they bought the house for. So if a house flipper is able to find a seller who is in desperate need of getting rid of that house and they get an all-cash offer significantly below market value, let's say the house is worth $1 million and the house flipper manages to get them to sell for $800,000, Zillow has access to title records and they show to the entire population that house sold for $800,000 off market. So as a potential buyer who is looking at these homes and you can see they bought it for $800,000, maybe put $100,000 into it, and now they're trying to sell it for 1.2, 1.3 million. As a buyer, it doesn't make sense to buy that house if you know they barely put any money into it. They just happen to find a seller who is desperate enough to get rid of the property. On top of that, with interest rates being so high for hard money loans, you really need to be an all-cash house flipper if you want to sneak out any profits. To get a 9-10% hard money loan, your carrying costs for owning that house are significantly higher than they were in 2020 and 2021. So the business is just really hard to find deals that make sense to actually buy. And that is why I believe the house flipping business is likely coming to an end. Of course, there will be those who spend an enormous amount of money on marketing and manage to find sellers who are desperate enough, and they will likely continue succeeding. But for the average person who just wanted to do it for fun, for a little bit of income, it's just not really a good idea anymore.
You better freaking know your numbers, because if you don't, it could destroy your family. I have a file that's closing tomorrow. This is in real time. I'm going to pull this up. I hope he doesn't see this video. This investor bought this house last May. He's had it under contract twice. Those contracts have fallen through. He's just selling it tomorrow. I got the payoff. It has a principal balance of $300,000. The interest rate's at 13.9%. He paid points when he bought it. I don't have that here, but so that's missing out of my calculations. At $300,000 at 13.9%, that is $34.75 a month in interest payments. Plus the first extension fee, because it's a 6-month note, is $1.3,000. And the second extension fee is 2 points, $6,000. So he's carried this loan for 10 months. That is a total of $34,750 of interest that he's paid, plus 2 extension fees, $9,000. $43,780 is what he's paying on this. Plus probably the 2 points that he paid up front. 2 percentage points would be another $6,000. $50,000 to the lender. If you don't have good contractors, you can't close on time, your people can't get work done on time and on budget, $50,000 to the lender. The lender's making more on his flip than he is. Don't flip houses.
Yeah. The lender makes more in a lot of situations than the flippers actually make. So when I see HDTV and people like, hey, yeah, we got to flip houses and I want to flip. I had somebody call me also and ask me, hey, Leon, it was a lead referral. I'm trying to buy a house to flip for generational wealth. Generational wealth is for saving. Like you have money and it pays you. You have something, an asset, and it pays you every month. Flipping houses doesn't create generational wealth. I would say the time and season where we used to find a property and we could flip it and walk away with $100,000, very slim. Those deals are still there, but it's just like anything else. The odds are stacked against you even more as this market shifts. Dude, the market is shifting. It's no longer a seller's market. It's a buyer's market. So what does that mean? If you're flipping a house, your end buyer is a buyer, right? That's why it's a buyer, it's an end buyer. They are looking for a house. If they take your house and compare it to the other ones that are out there in the inventory, would they pick it and go with it? Will it measure and stack to anything within the next 5-10 miles of your house? Will it be better than any house that's on your block? Because you damn well need to be in the top 2 in order to sell. I don't even say top 3 anymore. I used to say top 3. Top 2 in order to sell. So flipping houses this is just not the season for it. It worked really good when the market and the prices were low. The prices aren't as low. Now, here's the caveat. It's different in every market area. That's true. So if you watching this, and I got some people that do watch this, and you guys are Jersey, I saw some of y'all in Charlotte. On YouTube, I got some of y'all over there. One of y'all reached out to me from Cali. No problem. If it's great, then check my link. Go to Legacy Peak Funding. Legacy Peak has 100% loans for flips, and they do a ton of DSCR loans. Some of the best loans in the business, best, and they take care of people. They actually answer the phone, call you back, work out the deal, try to put it together for you. But if that's not what you're doing, if you ain't got deals over there, don't force it. That's not the way you hit well.
This house right here is the reason I hate flipping houses. I've owned this house for over a year now. I've dropped the price $150,000 thus far. My mortgage is $4,000. So every day that I don't sell this house is another $150 out of my pocket. If this house doesn't sell soon, I'm gonna be cooked.
It's a mess of a house in a mess of a city with a mess of a permitting process. I would never live here. I would never buy here. I would never invest here.
Dealing with the process of building in it or trying to invest in it, it's difficult at best.
If you're going to be an owner occupant and just buy a done house that's gone through all the process and everything else, it's a cheaper area. Cost of living is relatively low, but that's not enough to make me want to move here. I couldn't deal with it, especially not in investment and flipping and construction. I mean, there's no way.
Actually makes Detroit
seem easy. Yeah. Shout out to the ladies down at the Detroit permit office who watch us on YouTube.
Yeah, no.
Thank you for approving our permits.
Really nice people down there.
Permitting can be the worst thing when you flip houses. That we got one municipality over here where it is like pulling nails to get permits out of it. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
This city.
For those people who might watch this video and say, why didn't you go down there? Did it? Why didn't you call? A dozen times. You just constantly get the runaround. I don't understand where the sense of urgency is or lack of or why. They just don't care. This is the longest project I've ever been on.
Think about the owner, the guy who bought this and is trying to flip this.
Poor guy.
He thought he had a nice little bungalow and it turned into a nightmare.
Have you ever lost $70,000? Yeah, me either. Until pretty soon, with this house right here behind me that I flipped, that I'm about to lose $70,000 on. I want to tell you all the things that I did wrong so you don't make the same dumbass motherfucking mistakes. I'm a 7-figure house flipper here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I flipped close to 100 houses at this point. I was a TV show host on a television show on A&E called Zombie House Flipping, so I'm not a novice at this. But this house kicked my motherfucking ass. I'm staring outside in the heat shooting this video because inside is empty. It has been destaged and it has a really, really bad echo. But anyway, I bought this house in July of 23 for $295,000. It was featured, like I said, on the television show that I was on, Zombie House Flipping. So the first thing that was wrong was I was on the television show and the production crew caused a lot of attention to the house. So number one, don't get on a flipping television show. And because of all of that undue attention, some of the neighbors being pissed off because there are production vans and all this going on, we got popped. It wasn't even that we had to get extra permits, but the inspector was a total asshole. That also caused a lot of delays, and because that caused a lot of delays, then my holding costs went up. The second mistake is location. So this house is in a beautiful neighborhood. It's an old golf course community, so most of the houses are older, but they're larger, and the population here is older. Everybody keeps up their yards. It's like really pretty, but it's in a suburb that most people don't necessarily think is highly desirable. It's just kind of like a meh suburb. While it's
that's it. That alone, because location is everything when you buy a house. You got to think about where the buyers are going. And right now, when we have buyers that are fewer, they have massive choices. They can be in the east side, they can be on the west side, they can be on the south, they can be in the north. And there's great communities on all sides. So how do you know they buying over there? You ready to go ahead and put all that money up in order to carry the note, to come to the point of realizing that this shit don't work? That this is not where you want to be? Or do you really want to just be the person where you just gonna learn the hard way?
not bad, it's not great. The third mistake that we made on this house, and it wasn't really a mistake, it was something that we couldn't really foresee, was because we don't half-ass it, okay? We just don't. HVAC, foundation, plumbing. Like, we totally replaced like all of the plumbing in this house, windows, roof, like it got everything. But because of that, and it's a fairly large house, then when we went to go do the cosmetic things, we were obviously over budget. Wah, wah, wah. Which then comes to number 4. We tried to recoup what we went over budget in the sales price. Let me just tell you this. Just because you put a certain amount of money into a house does not mean that that's going to correlate to the market reimbursing you for that improvement. Initially, we thought we could sell it for about $575. The comps at the time definitely supported us even going over $600,000, which we tried. But then comes the next problem, number 5, and that's timing. So we put the house on the market like a couple of days before Christmas of 23. Because of the timing that we put it on, we priced it higher than we actually should have, trying to recoup that money. It just sat. People was like, no, I'm not buying this shit at Christmas. Like, it's overpriced. Not doing that. Also, this was around the time where the interest rates were starting to really tick up. A lot of people were getting scared to buy houses. So I think a culmination of all of those things. And then the last problem. The last final ungreased bend me over act was it appraised low. And it went on the market. The price that it was at was good. But now, you know, shit, we're August, September of the next year. A lot of houses that weren't necessarily as fixed up as this one, but that were similar in size, have gone on the market, and they went on at a much lower price point. It totally fucked us on the comps, okay? Totally fucked us. And no, I will not be keeping it to do a long-term rental because why? I put a tenant in it, they fuck it up. Now I've got to put more money in it to fix it, to then try to sell it in a different market that I'm not even sure is going to increase the price or not. If any comps are going to come on the market that will increase the price for me to get it. Like, at this point, I just need to dump it, pull my capital out of it, and move on to my other projects. So hopefully that's been helpful. I know you guys have kind of watched the journey of this house. You know, the first I fucked up video, then the second I think I fucked up video, and I'm back at the house, is back on the market, and now this is the final I fucked up house video. Fuck you, house. And I'm moving on. Okay.
This house right here.
Yeah. I didn't screwed up also before. I didn't screwed up before, and it simply the market was moving. Simply the market was just simply moving. Contractors was good, but the market was moving. But that's how it is. Hey, man, you hung out with me today. I appreciate it. Continue to like, subscribe, follow. You watching this in replay. Remember, God loves you just the way that you are. I see you guys on the next Hangout tomorrow. Be peace. This is Leon with the Real Estate Lunchbox. Deuces.